Hey, I am Andy, and this is Andy Taught Me How. And today we are going to continue our 5-page website series, and we're going to be working on the training page. And I'm going to run through some of what we've done already and what we're doing next kind of thing. So let me share my screen and we'll get started. So here you go. Like I said, this is the 5-page website series, and actually it's going to be several more pages by the time we're all said and done, but the primary 5 that we want to work with. And today we're going to build our training page. And let me just fast forward through some of these things. So on YouTube, if you are watching this video and you see me go through something and you didn't quite grasp it, it's okay. Hit pause, rewind and replay, or stop and rewind and replay, and do it as many times as it takes for you to grasp the concept or to make sure you see everything that's going on. There's no ribbons for first place because you were a speed demon or anything like that. So let's go. And then you can follow the live build on what we're doing by going to whatever the particular page is that we worked on that week. This graphic says that we were working on the home page, and I want everybody to be able to go there, and I've got a pop-up that will tell you what we worked on the most recently, so you can see it live. But go to andytaughtmehow.com and you'll get there. You can also see all of the custom CSS, and last week I added our floating go to top button onto this page as well. So go to andytaughtmehow.com/custom CSS. We might change the URL for that later on to custom code and CSS. I don't know, whatever it's going to be. But you can go there now and see every single bit of the custom CSS that I'm using on the behind the scenes version of the website, and the custom code that will take you using that scroll button on the bottom that says scroll to top, a nice blue button that does all kind of fancy things when you hover and click. There you go. And then don't miss anything. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up if you like this video, which how can you not like this video, right? Anyway, and then click the notification bell and choose all. And we started this whole website off with our mission statement for the website. And that's basically, I help blank so they can blank without blank. And in this case, is I help new beginners, new entrepreneurs, whatever you may say, so they can establish an online presence without what did I say? Without being overwhelmed. So I'm teaching people how to build a website. That's how this goes. So any website that you build, whether it's for your business, for your brand, whatever it may be, or for a client, you got to establish a little bit of ground rules first. And this helps you clarify exactly what you're doing, what the audience is that you're approaching, and then what kind of direction you're going with the website build. All right. So today we are building the training page, and this is a mock-up of the complete page. And you'll recognize some of this already. For example, this area right here, we've already got all this done, and we're going to leave it. So that's why we built one page correct and souped it up and jazzed it up and made sure that it was absolutely perfect with a few exceptions. We still have to complete some links once the rest of the site is done. Anyway, but this is the mock-up of the page, and we're going to clone it and keep going. So we're going to start first with our hero section, and this is the start learning path section. So let's jump in and do that real quick. So we are here in BizStackPro, and I'm going to take us to where am I at? Scroll to the top. All right. So if you log into BizStackPro for the first time, by the way, you may say, what the heck is BizStackPro? Let me tell you, it is an incredibly souped up version built on Go High Level. So Go High Level was already great, but BizStackPro takes it to the next level. And there's so many things about it. For example, you can get 8 live training sessions every week, plus this training session. So that makes it 9. And then there's other things that happen. For example, this little chat bubble down here on the right. This is our 24/7 chat support. And it's AI driven. So you can ask questions. And if it's a common question, then you can ask it and go with it. If we click chat with us now, the AI is going to ask me, how can I help you today? Or whatever it says. And then if I need to go past whatever the AI is doing, if I'm just not getting the answers I need, I just type the word human and it will connect me to a live agent 24/7. That's pretty incredible. And I can get help anytime I need if it's outside of the scope of our live sessions that we get. All right, enough about that. Let's go to, we're in the dashboard. This is a brand new account. I can't say brand new anymore. It's about two and a little bit months old. But we're going to go to sites, and then we're going to go to websites, and then we're going to go to Andy Taught Me How. By the way, you're saying, Andy, last week you didn't have this playground. You're right. So the playground is where we go, and it's kind of like a test bed or a lab site. So let me just show you what's there real quick. What I did is I went into the playground, or built the playground, connected it to playground.andydelgado.com, and I copied in the home template from my live website so that I could do some other testing. For example, I started playing with the legal page. This is not the one we're going to use right now, but it's something I may adopt in the future. And then I created just a home playground page. If you click on it, if you were to go to playground.andytaughtmehow.com, you would see this. And it's just a nice image with the button. The button, of course, takes me to Andy Taught Me How. So once again, a playground is kind of like a lab or a test bed where you can do things that's not going to interact with anything else. In fact, let me just show you. Remember, our header and footer in our live site are actually global elements. And when you clone them into another site, in my case, it's not a global element. If it were global, you'd see a little green button up here. There we go, on the right. It would tell you that this was a global element right here. Anyway, we're not, so it's not. But this is really the complete home site. Not going to worry about that one. Let me take you back where we need to go. We're going to click on websites, and we're going to go to Andy Taught Me How. And then our first thing to do, because we have an almost perfected homepage, we're going to clone it. So you click on the three dots and you say clone. And then we're going to say clone page in this website. And let me see if I can see more information here. There we go. All right. I want to be able to see if somebody clicked in and I didn't hear them. All right. So now we have a clone of, did I not do it right? Oh, I clicked away, didn't I? Let's refresh just in case. Come on, baby. All right, there it is. Home clone. So we're going to change the settings of it. And this is going to be called training. And the path for it is going to be /training. And we're going to say update page. And it's where and clicking, and then here we go. Let's go fix it. Let's go make it the way we want it to be. So while that's thinking, let's come over here and look at our page. So the hero section is pretty much right on par with everything else that we've got, except we're going to make some changes right here, and we're going to change this image. So let me drag this away, and let's get started with it. This custom HTML we can look at real quick. That's going to be our custom button, floating go to top button. We're going to leave that one alone. This HTML, we're going to delete it, and we're going to replace it with our hero section text. So we're going to create a headline, and it's going to be left aligned. And we're going to say, all right, so remember that certain words don't need to be capitalized. I may or may not, I'll leave that alone. All right, and finally we have confidence. And then let me own up to an error that I realized. In the past, we didn't have the ability to change a font inside of this element, but we do, and I didn't pay attention to it. Last week, we went through all the steps to make some custom code right here that used the regular Fira Sans font for the H1 part here. And then we had to change it because of this font here. So we had to do all kinds of funky things that I made a mistake with. So this is K. Hold on, let me find out what it's called. Give me just a second. Shoot, let's just show you the fastest way I would do it. We're going to clone this tab, and then we're going to go look at, come on, baby. Since this is still in action, we're just going to go look at it and find out what that font is because I didn't remember it. And then go look at our custom CSS and scroll way down. All right. The font we're looking for is the Calcian script. I know y'all remember that. You were just waiting to see how long it would take me to remember it. That's all right. We're going to cancel this. Come back here. All right. We want this to be Calcian script. There it is. And that's actually going to be in our gold color. There we go. All right. Let's go see what we're looking at. That looks good. And this says, Andy. Ooh. Okay, so we have finished the left side. Oh, step by step, real training. That stays the same. And then this picture is different. So let's go change the picture real quick. And the picture is in, say goodbye. The picture is in here. Go to general, and we're going to change this to. Now, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but let me show you something. Do you remember we talked about the difference between a PNG and a WebP, the difference in size? Look at this. This same exact picture that we're about to use in PNG format is 2.9 megabytes. In a WebP format, the same exact picture is 1.82. That's, oh my goodness, we'll say 10% the size, maybe even less. That's incredible. But this is one we're going to use. Let's get it. Insert. There we go. Y'all, look at this. We have just about finished our heroes section. These guys go away. We're not using them. So let's take this one away. Come here. There it is. There it is. Our hero section's finished. Now, we may do some playing later to make that image a little bit smaller on that side. In fact, it looks like we can move some of this over. Not that it's going to matter any. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, let's leave it there. I think we're okay. Let's come down here. So start your learning path. Let me show you where we are. We've completed the hero section. That was really fast. Now start your learning path. We're going to change some icons and keep going. Uh-oh. Look at here. We've got a pill in these things. That's going to take a little bit of working on. Let's make it happen. All right, this is going to be a wrench. We're going to change the image. You taught me how. And then training page icons. I went through this on a video the other day. And then change this to the people in a circle. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. I have the link upstairs somewhere where we talk about how to create icons in Canva that match everything. So these are all going to be the same type of icon that I built in one Canva session on that video. You can check it out. Oh, there we go. And the training page icons. This one is the play. There we go. And this is the rocket. So if you take a little bit of time and do some of the work in the background, then you can fly through updating a page from a clone. So that's really good. All right, get the website. Here we go. And then I'm noticing in our image here, Okay, I'm noticing that it's got a wrap, so we're going to do the wrap. So we're going to do a line break in front of the word builder. There we go. All right, so we've got to put the pill in. Now, if you remember up here, this is actually just a text box that we did all kinds of funky things to make it fancy. Let's try it again. So I'm gonna hit a plus, and it is a single paragraph. And it is, we're gonna go to styles. Now, give me a minute. It's gonna take a minute for me to recreate, but we're gonna make it happen. Corner radius. If you remember, I talked about, let me show you again. If you need to do a complete radius like this, then you set all four corners to 999. That's the fastest way to do it. So we're going to 999. And then we want to go back to general and give it a color. Background color is clear. We're going to change it to our gold color. All right. And then the font color is going to be this one. Look at there. We're getting there. And then let's go back and change our font. The line height is going to be 1.0 because we don't have to worry about a wrap. And then we're going to change this. It looks like it's probably around 12. And then let's make this bold. All right. So step one. I didn't say the bold. Okay, so now here's our hard part. How do we shrink the sides? So you can do it a couple of different ways. I think if it were a button, we would tell it to just maintain a wrap just around the font. So I think we're gonna have to move the margin in. If we made this auto, there we go. Look at here, y'all. So we made the left margin auto. We're gonna make the right margin auto, and then we're gonna put a padding on it of 20. 20 might be a little bit much. Let's try 10. The same thing here. Y'all, look, we've got a pill, except we need to change that top padding. It doesn't need to be that much. Let's make it 5. And then the same thing on the bottom. We're getting there. Sorry, my camera's in the way. I can't see everything that's going on here. 5. All right, you tell me, does that little pill look like this little pill? I think it does. So, and then like everything else that we do, we can clone this guy and make it the same thing, clone, and you can drag it. The easiest way is to grab the arrows here, and we're going to drag it to right under here. And then we're going to clone it. We'll fix it, and then we're going to clone this one and drag it. We're getting pretty fast with this. All right. So this is going to be step 2. Come here, you. This one's going to be step 3. And this is step 4. Now, because I'm trying to be efficient and make sure I know what I'm doing, I'm going to call this the step 1 pill instead of a paragraph. And then once again, just to make sure you understand why I'm being so crazy about labeling things, let me show you. Just a sec. All right. So here's why we're being so crazy about labeling things. If we go to the layers, let's say something's just funky and we can't find it or can't click it, or let's say it's hidden in one element, so it might be hidden on desktop and not hidden on phone or mobile. So we click on layers, and because we're labeling things correctly, look, we've got our sections all labeled, and this is probably part of the problem section, and we've got a 1-column row. That's true. And then we've got our first column, and then we've got our subheadline right there. We've got a divider. That's all good. And then we've got the 4 columns. Now, if I were right, I would go ahead and rename these columns, which I'll probably do offline because it takes time to do it. We have our image, then we've got step 1 pill. See, so we know exactly where to click on everything. Now, if we continue, once it's all said and done and I clean everything up, then these will be called icons. This will be called the gear icon or the tool icon. So just showing you that if you take a minute and do all the labeling of all of your elements, it sure helps when it's time to do some troubleshooting down the street. I know you thought I was gonna say down the road, huh? All right, let's fix this. Oh, one thing I noticed on these. Hey, look at the difference. This one, these are all cards instead of having a divider image. I'm gonna leave them like they are now, and I may make them cards later. All right, and interactive. Let's go fix this real quick.
It says videos instead of videos.
Oh, thank you. I was just seeing if anybody was watching. You get the cookie. All right, we have just fixed our next one. So let's look at what we got. Learning path. So we've got our next card, or our next section is this featured training. This is going to be a bit hairy because I haven't built all of these images yet. So I may just put placeholders in today and then build those images offline because you guys don't need to watch me pull my hair out the rest of the way. But let's do this real quick. So we've got feature training. It's on a dark background. We have 3 cards. Each of these cards has an image on top of, and I think that's going to be a double row. Maybe not. We could just wrap the image. Let's see. All right, we'll build it in three columns. Let's go see what we have. So we can get rid of, I'm just going to get rid of these. I'm going to start all over. So we'll keep this. This is going to say feature training. All right, and then we're going to get rid of this one. And then add it again. This is going to be a 3-column row. First column is going to have an image placeholder. We're just going to throw an image on it. Let's see this a little bit different. Let's fix it first. All right, so looking at this. All right, so this is basically a card. It has the orange outline, and the image will have a border on the bottom, or this bottom one would have a border on the top. That might be the easiest way. So I think what I want to do is we've got 3 columns. We've already established that. And inside of each one, I think I'm going to build a 1-column row and just clone it and then wrap that. Let's see. That's not necessary. We're just going to color this column. All right. So this one column, the style is going to have a border, solid border. The border is going to be our gold color. The sides of the border is going to be 10. And no, that wasn't sides. Wrong place. That's going to be one pixel. There we go. Our radius is going to be 10. So if we click somewhere else, we can look at our outline, close view, and look and see. So now you see we have an outline, and then we would have to just put a divider in there between the image and the rest of the stuff. Not hard to do. Now, these things have no space between the columns between them, right? No space right here, and we need space. So we want to put a margin on the right side. We're on this column. We want to put a margin on the right side of this one. Let's say 10. And then on the left side of this one, yep, that's going to be perfect. This column will actually have everything. So we're going to clone this one like we do when we do our bush stuff. So let's put an image in on top. And then we're going to add a paragraph. The paragraph is going to be left aligned. Then we're going to clone this paragraph. Nope, clone it. Okay, let me show what I'm doing. Right here, we have an image. Then we have a paragraph that's going to be bold or headline or whatever you want to call it. Then another paragraph, and then a third paragraph. So I'm just setting all three of these up. There we go. All right, so this one's going to be our title. And it's going to be bold. It looks like we're going to have to move this over, so we're going to need a little bit of margin on this side, on the left side. Let's go ahead and fix it because we're going to clone this. So go to styles. We're adding, we could do it with padding. Let's do it with padding. There we go. Do that to all three of these. Now, because the second one has a paragraph, we ought to worry about padding on the right side too. So let's just do them, make them all consistent. We're going to pad all of them on the right. All right, here we go. Let's put some text in here. And then this is going to be a link. And then, so let me show you something real quick. See this arrow? Can I make it bigger? All right, this arrow right here. So we can use the icon that's included as part of the text element, or we could put in an emoji. And let me show you the difference. So right now, I've got a space, but I want you to see how close it puts that icon on the right side. We need to make the icon color gold, and the link color of this one is going to be gold as well. All right, and then icon. So we want an icon in here, and we're going to go search for arrow. Oh, sorry, arrow. All right, and then we just want a simple right arrow. I think this is the one. Oh, we can't tell it. Well, that stinks. In the paragraph element, you can't tell it you want the arrow at the beginning or the end. So that kind of answered that question. Get rid of this. The easiest thing to do is you could use a text arrow like a minus sign and a greater than, and that's okay, but it looks kind of cheesy. Let's go find arrow emoji. So if we use green close, if we use this arrow, it's going to make that blue thing behind it. I don't care for that. All right, so let's go look at arrow text. All right, let's change that differently. Text arrow. There we go. Arrow symbols. And this is Unicode text. So pick the one you like the most. In our case, I think this is the one I like the most. So let's see. When you click it, it's supposed to copy. Yeah, it copied. All right. So let's go see if we can paste that in. If so, then life is going to be fantastic. Nope. All right. Close. Go away. Let's go back to the top. Get one of the simple ones. I tell you what, let's, just in case I made a mistake, we're going to copy both of those and go see. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So here's the difference. I can space over a few times and it maintains the spaces. So that's a good thing. So why did I do this? That's exactly why I did this. So we have to make all of this a link. And for now, we're just going to say start the workshop. So that would take them actually, if they click start the workshop, it's going to take them to the toolkit link. So until we build one, we're going to use one on andydelgado.com. All right. Open a current window is fine. Normally, if it's going to go off the site, I would send it to a different, open it in a new window. But since Andy don't got, no, I'm going to do it in a new window anyway. Yes, Miss Wheezy.
When you went to the icon, you could, and it said arrow right, you couldn't put arrow left instead?
No,
You
that was
can't type it in?
that's the right arrow or left arrow. Let me show you. Click to select icon. So you can put anything. So if that's what I was going to put in, see it put it on the left side. And you can't, let me move us, our chat help. All right, there's nowhere on here to say to put the icon on the left or the right. You can on a button.
Okay.
Do you want me to show you a button and how that works, the difference?
No, I get it. I just was like, wait, it says arrow right. Can't, is in there? Can't you just,
So it's an arrow pointing right. That's what that
yeah.
one is.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're going to turn this off. Go away. Say goodbye. All right. So you can use whatever you want. You could change the spacing, which I need to take it back a couple. Okay, I kind of like that. And this text is actually bold on the here you show. So here we are. That text is actually bold right there. And it looks like this text here may be a little bit smaller. So we're going to step it down one size. I think that's probably 16. Yeah. Take it down to 14. All right. I think that looks pretty good. I've got some margin issues to change here because that spacing is too much for me, but that's just me. And then I will build this image up. I'll build these three images up, like I said, offline. So this dude is ready to clone. All right, and clone it. And then delete this one. All right, this guy's going to say builder. This is ready to put a period on. And then just a second, I'm supposed to, this link is actually going to take you to the Builder Notes playlist on the YouTube channel. So give me a second. Let me get to that playlist. There it is. And the Builder Notes. Hey, my name is Andy, and this, pause a minute. Can I get a link to just the notes? Well, let's do it this way. All right. So this is supposed to say, browse. Now, I may do something a little bit different later, but for now, to get this page up and running, I'm going to send it directly to YouTube. What I'll probably do later so that I can interact with people more or give them better information is do an individual video listing. So this first one would be UTM codes made easy, UTM coding made easy. So it'd have a picture of a thumbnail of the image of the video and then the title and a short description. so that they know what they're looking at instead of letting YouTube do all that for me. Browse builder notes. So let's fix that real quick. We're going to create a anchor and open a new window, save it. So that's going to take them straight to my YouTube channel and to the very first builder note, which I may do a video on the builder notes and say, this is the builder notes for Andy Taught Me How. Something to consider later. All right. We have finished this one until I add this image. No big deal. Fix that later. So we're ready to work. Oh, no, we're not. Let me show you. So this is, remember on this one, we added a 10 pixel margin here between the videos. And then and we clone this. So that's going to put a 10 pixel margin here. I actually want 20 between them. So I'm going to make this one have 10 on the left also. What a mess. 10. That's better. Now we're going to clone this one. And then we'll take away the left margin. Say goodbye. So we're consistent here, and then we'll take away the right one. So it's as big as we can make it. Here we go. This one says lead magnets and forms. By the way, outside of this particular 5-page builder, I'm going to build a lead magnet, just like I did before with a lead magnet challenge. So stay tuned. I'll have a lead magnet recording in 3 sessions coming up pretty soon so that you can understand how lead generation works and what you can use for your lead magnet. In this case, we're going to build a new page for the toolkit, which you would normally see here. All right. So normally you would see this when you go to the toolkit. I'm going to rebuild this onto Andy Taught Me How so that people would get it from within andytaughtmehow.com. So that will be another video series that I do pretty soon so that I can start getting people used to only Andy Taught Me How instead of switching back to andydelgado.com. Lead magnets, and I'm going to change this to forms to maybe bridge pages. And here's why. I've already got the forms as part of the builder notes. All right, here we go. Okay. So I don't know if you caught that or not. Let me show you what I did. So this is a link. And because I don't have a place for it to go right now, I'm going to just say http://pound, which will take them a circular link back to this page. I could put andytaughtmehow.com/training. It doesn't matter. That's only going to be there until I build the right page and it links to it. So look at what we did. Oh my goodness. We have completed this section. Let's go name it real quick. This section's name is feature training. All right, I want to go ahead and name this section too. All right. And then we have a what you'll learn section here. So I'm going to add this on the side on the left. And then on the right, I haven't built this image yet. So we're going to leave the one that's there. Close enough, right? Let's do this. What you learn. Design a strong page structure. Oh, they don't use periods in lists. I did not know that. I got to tell you, Go High Level is very hard to type when you're trying to do it like that. I guess BizStackPro maybe too, but it's just, I don't know why. It's difficult for me to do. And then this button is gone. Say goodbye. Okay, learn with Andy. Let me show you where we are. We're here, learn with Andy. So I don't actually talk and say, hi, I'm Andy here. I say, learn with Andy. All right, that section is complete. We are moving through pretty quickly. All right, ready to start building. Get the premium website builder toolkit. We're good. Free toolkit sent to your email instantly. That's good. So this section, we've got to do it real quick. That's where I currently have a share section. We're going to get rid of the share. And we are going to add a 3-column row. And each row has a 2-column row. All right, over here we have an icon. Image. Let's go ahead and grab it and see what we need to do to format it. And he taught me how. That is a training page icon, and this is a smiley. And he is way too big. That's probably still too big. Let's see what we get. All right, this has a paragraph. And it's going to be in this color. There we go. And it's going to be left aligned. And we're going to clone it. And this says beginner friendly. And it's bold. All right, so I can already tell that I'm going to have to fix the spacing here. That's okay. We'll fix it. And this looks like it's a bit smaller. So go here. Down, up, period. Wheezy, why'd you let me put a slash there? That's your fault. All right. So we're going to change this because he's way too big. And then like we did before, we're going to clone and continue. This spacing is wrong. So let's fix that real quick. There shouldn't be a link. Oh, I must have put it on there. That's right. That's better. Okay. So there's too much space in between this. Let's take the top out of the bottom one here. Change that to 0. That's better. All right. And then once again, in case something wraps, we want each of these columns to automatically go to the top. So we change the bottom margin to auto. And then we'll clone this thing. All right. So let's clone this entire column here, clone. And then delete this one. I'm sorry, delete this one. All right. Change this picture to a circle globy or whatever you want to call it. Wireframe globe. That might be the better way to say that. And you taught me how. Train page icons, globe. Perfect. All right. And then we're going to clone this entire thing and delete the last one. And this is a checklist. Okay, once again, they are using a separator. I shouldn't say they. This is ChatGPT that developed this mockup for me. So he's got separators. It has separators between the columns. So we can do that real quick. I'll show you that again. And we've done it before, but let's do it again. So the easiest way is to do the separator on this column here, since we're already here. So let's go to styles, and we're going to go to border sides, and we're going to change the left to 1 and the right to 1. And this means we're going to have a 1 pixel border. And they are using, it looks like they're using a dash, a dotted. So there we go. Let's see what it looks like. That looks pretty good to me. What do you think? That may not be a dot. I don't know. Let's see. See what you think. Do you think this is a solid line or a dot? Slideshow. No, that's a solid line. It's trying to trip me up. So let's go fix it real quick. And then I notice if it's a solid line that it can't be that dark. So we're going to change the color to this gray. That looks better. We are good to go. Now let's just make sure we're good. We're going to slideshow this, and we're going to go from the top to the bottom. All right. So we've finished the hero. It looks good. We're deciding, I'll decide on these cards, whether to make them cards or leave them like they are now. Then in the middle section, we completed this. I have to do the images. I'll do those offline. And then I'll change this image offline, maybe. Then we've got the Learn with Andy section that we completed. And then all we had to do was change this section right here. Everything else is the same. So let's go look at it. Scroll at the top. We have our hero section. It's good to go. Come on down our learning path. This is where we have to decide if we're going to make these cards or not. I don't know for sure what we'll do. We've got our feature training. I've got to add these images back in, but all the rest of it's good to go. I changed this list and it's good to go. Oh, it's not. I made a typo. So let me tell you something else that I do just to make sure that everything looks right. When it's finished and I publish it, I'll submit this URL to ChatGPT and just simply say, please check for typos, grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, whatever like that. And it will run through and process the whole thing for me. And if it can't see it, so for example, if I didn't publish this and just left it as a preview, then it can't see the preview and it would ask me to go look at the preview and then take screenshots of everything and do it in three. I need to take this. I'm glad we did this. We don't need this work in project pop up on this page. And it looks like these didn't work right. So I'll have to look and see what's going on. Oh, I know what it is. I'll fix that. Yeah, the custom CSS needs to follow through. All right. Anyway, so it would say just do screenshots and then submit the screenshots. And that's really easy to do. And then it would do the spell check for me, all that good stuff. And we're good to go. Oh, this is looking, why is that there? We got to refresh. Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. It's not, it hasn't refreshed everything. Maybe I need to publish again. All right. We're going to have to wait for it to publish. There we go. And my buttons are right. Looks good, looks good, looks good. There we go. That's exactly what we needed. It just took a minute. Perfect. Y'all, I think we're done with this. So one more thing that I think I'll do is, let me show you real quick. This share image and the website description is no longer good for this page. So I will also, like I taught you on the first one, I'll submit this page to to ChatGPT and ask it to create an OG image for me and a site description based on what's actually on the site. And then once it's done with that, then I can paste that in over here in content, right? So all of this will get changed and I will change the images. That's the OG or open graph image. All right, let me stop sharing my screen. I think we are finished with this page except for some minor work, which I'll probably finish offline and then show you the results of that for our next page, our next video. There we go. Before I go, does anyone have any questions or comments or statements or whatever else? Anybody? Going once? Uh-oh. Miss
I, of
Wheezy, go
course,
ahead.
have questions. So just curious, the colors that you chose for the website, is that your preference or is it, did you pick it for like direct response, particular
So
reason?
what I did is no, my colors are different. I use a blue and a gold or blue and a yellow, but not this particular tone. And what I did is I asked a long time ago, just a minute, let me bring up an image. Hold on, let me find it. Downloads, search ATMH. I described what I wanted to do, and I asked ChatGPT to build an image for me. Based on, so remember, ChatGPT and I have a long-standing relationship. It knows me. It knows that I like blues and golds and blacks and whites, right? And it built this image for me a long time ago. And then we had to do some cussing and discussing and rebuilding and whatever. And this is what it came up with. So at that time, it decided that this was going to be my color scheme and suggested that I use this. So I tried it on a page and looked at it and thought it was pretty good. So then that became my color scheme. And when I first started the Andy Taught Me How 5-page series, we talked about, I taught from slides exactly what I was doing, how to build a brand board, all that kind of thing. And we added these colors to our brand board. So then anytime that I ask ChatGPT to give me an image or an update that has to do with Andy Taught Me How, I'll go back and upload this image back to ChatGPT and say, use this image for a reference, and then build whatever I ask it to build. And it knows then that these are my colors. This is the style I want on the font here. I use a gold background on a statement here, that kind of thing. So then it goes out and does that. So it does that every time. So then I ask it to rebrand because I don't want to be known for just a website. So if we switch between these two pages, this one says build a website from scratch. And this one talks about what's the next steps, build, automate, and grow. So it did a reband and it used these same exact info and images and colors. All right, and then let's continue on. So when I built the Get BizStackPro cover, the same thing. So all I do is upload one of the images, go back to my first one, and say, using this as a baseline or as a reference, please do this. And it helps me build all of these images. And some are wrong and some are right. For example, the last, let's go find the 8. Let's clear this. Here we go. So the last thing I did, now this is going to take a sec. Here it goes. So the last thing I did is I'm building some traffic. I'm building some posts for Instagram. And I asked for it to create there we go. I asked for it to create a carousel for me. And this is the first thing it did, right? It still got my branding, but it messed up. Andy Taught is in gold and then me how's all white. But really the how should be gold also so that it stands out. And it took 3 tries for me to get it to do this. So there it is. That looks like it stands out a little bit easier for me. So that's why it does. So if you go back, if you're working with any LLM, but in my case, ChatGPT, I go back and give it a reference image and then ask it to do whatever I want from that image. I know that was more than what you asked, but I'm going to stop sharing now. And you can say, shame on you for telling me more than I wanted to know.
No, that's very helpful insight. So no, I appreciate it.
Okay, good. All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording and then we might talk amongst ourselves for a minute. So let me get back to my commercials real quick. The slideshow. Where'd you go? Did I kill it? There it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. That's not it. I guess I lost it. No big deal. All right. Basically, all I was going to say in my commercials is to please like, share, and subscribe, all those things. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I check every one. Or you can send me an email to andy@andytaughtmehow.com, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. I think that's everything for today. I'll see you again next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll continue this, building a new page. We'll probably review the final little bit of changes I made on this one, and then build the next page in this series. Pretty soon, we'll finish this site up, and we'll talk about automation. So what's going to happen when somebody emails you on one of your forms, how you're going to auto reply back, how you can get a notification when somebody emails you, all those great things. Let's keep going. I'll talk to you later. We're building something great together. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.